What is up, guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. Today's video is going to be on psychology, and I felt the need to make this video not only for you guys but for myself, as I've been feeling a little bit down recently with trading, boys, and I want to explain exactly why. The last 2 weeks I haven't traded at all. I started on a really good streak coming in June, taking 2 wins, took 1 loss, but it was a really good loss. Super happy about that loss. And I came into last week, feeling really more confident. Feeling, having a probable strategy, having a good mindset going into next week, knowing I was on the verge of getting another payout and 4 days away from getting another max payout. Last week didn't trade at all. My model didn't present itself. We had FOMC. Monday and Tuesday were really choppy. Wednesday was FOMC. Thursday didn't really see my model, and then Friday was Juneteenth, so no trades that week. Came into this week knowing this is the week I'm gonna do it. This is the week I'm gonna get my second payout, and I'm gonna get log another maybe 2 winning days on my way to my max payout on that journey to 10K. Here we are Wednesday. We still haven't seen a trade. Monday didn't see anything. Tuesday same thing, didn't see anything, and then today another didn't really see anything. We've been playing with between these ranges, and it's really hard for me because I'm trying to do this as quick as possible. I'm trying to get myself into the game, grow on social media, grow in my trading journey, and it's hard for me to do that if I'm not making any progress in my trading, if I'm not trading. And I want to make this video specifically on the comparison is a thief of joy. The hardest thing I struggle psychologically, and I'm going to be full on and honest with you guys, is comparing myself to traders who have already been profitable for many years. I feel personally I should be at their level that they are at, trading at their level, taking these discretionary trades, whether the setup isn't perfect, but it's more a discretionary thing. And I feel like I see that and I'm like, damn, why can't I be at their level? Why can't I see the success that they're seeing? And I'm making this video as a reminder to myself and maybe to you guys who are struggling in the same position that I am and could relate to me a little bit. It's you don't gotta worry about what other people are doing. If I keep comparing myself to all these profitable traders that you see online that are living the dream life, living in foreign countries, traveling, wearing, the Chrome Hearts, living just their dream life, whatever it may be, being financially free at the young age, providing for themselves, for their families. If you take that and you compare that to yourself, it's just gonna take away so much load of progress that you have made. Because I could easily come into today, look at this price action, barcode, look at the 4 hour, barcode, key level didn't get hit 1, key level 2 didn't get hit, it got edge, and of course price played out perfectly off that key level to the draws I had marked out. If I sat on here and forced a trade, say I wanted the long right here, right? Obviously it would have played out. But how upset would I have been if I didn't wait for this key level to get reswept and then we went up to take out my draw? How mad would I have been if I'm forcing trades that aren't A+? Yes, it played out, and that's the reality of trading. These trades are going to play out without hitting your key level, and that's simply just the reality of trading. Sometimes you're not going to get entries, sometimes you're going to get an entry. Let's look at this morning. This morning we had a perfect Judas swing, right? We tapped into this 30-minute right here. Let me mark it out for you guys. Right here, we tapped into this 30-second. Now it's simply just looking for lows to the 930, an entry to the 930 low, and we didn't have it. We just created this big gap. The 3-minute didn't close. We barely edged that 3-minute, and we ended up closing down here, taking out my draw. I can't enter right here. This isn't a good trade. I can't just force myself to enter and target. Look at this risk to reward, boys. I can't do that. I simply can't force trades, and I've come to the point where I need to be patient, and I need to understand my model within the markets. Because what am I doing if I'm forcing trades? I'm setting myself up to fail. I'm setting myself up to lose the amount of progress I've made in the past 1.5 years of learning how to master the skill, simply because I want to rush God's plan for me, right? Simply because I want to rush that stage of being profitable. If I were to force a trade right now, I would have to reset and be like, oh, okay, so I broke why did this trade lose, right? I broke my rules, I forced a setup, and my psychology took over rather than the probability, right? I let the P&L get to me instead of the probability of this trade, and because I was so ticky-tacky, I needed the trade, I needed to press buttons on the screen, I couldn't control myself, and I broke my discipline rules. Where does that send me back? That sends me back a couple of months, because now I gotta, reteach myself how to practice good discipline, how to practice not forcing trades, how to practice good psychology, right? Though I already mastered those kind of things, right? Because in days like these, I feel like a couple months ago, I would have forced myself onto the charts. I would have forced a trade setup that wasn't probable, right? And where's that gonna lead up to? Majority of the times when you force trades like that, you're probably gonna lose. Maybe that 10%, that 90-10%, that 10% you're gonna, win because of luck. When the reality, you'll probably lose that trade, right? And I'm not trying to reset my progress. But here's another thing. I took today to fade, right? And here is another part of my problem that I want to get into. I went on my phone, right? I went on my phone, and I checked the people that I look up to. I checked the, you know, the traders I follow, the model, you know, similar models, this and that, who I follow to see, you know, how they did on the day. You know, one didn't trade, okay, cool. But then the guy that I actually follow, which I'm not gonna say his name, he took a trade, right? He took this trade right here. Let me show you. And I don't have the 30-second, but this was on the 30-second chart, and this was A+. And I tell you how I had this marked out. I had this marked out right here. What did we do? We tapped into this premium 3-minute fair value app, right? This was our, this was our sponsorship right here, right? And in between, somewhere in this leg, there was a 30-second short, like, say it was like right about, where was this? Was it this? No, it was this play. It was this play. We tapped into this, we tapped into this 3-minute right here, right? This discounted, this premium 3-minute right here, boom, right? We wicked the CE, and then somewhere in between this trade, I was on the 3-minute, that's why. Somewhere in between this trade right here, there was like a 30-second right here, targeting, there was like New York AM lows or something, right? Yeah, New York AM lows, right? Boom, beautiful trade right here. A+ trade in my books. This is an A+ trade. Why? Our 30-minute is our sponsorship from up here. Then we retrace, right? We retrace into a higher time frame PD rate, this 3-minute, touch the CE perfectly, and our trigger is the 30-second IFUG. Unfortunately, I don't have a 30-second IFUG. I'm not at that level where I'm like, hey, I want to, you know, invest more into TradingView because it's another $800, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's still, it's pretty expensive, right? So right now, I don't have a 30-second. There's nothing I can do about it. But just looking at how he traded and how he caught that trade, like, it just made me upset. I'm like, bro, why can't I be in that position? Why can't I, you know, snipe trades like these? I literally called that out, but how come I didn't, you know, enter? Why am I so low confidence in myself? And I'm comparing myself to someone who's literally been doing this for like 5 years, compared to me who's been doing this for a year and a half. And that's just gonna kill psychology, bro. That kills psychology, and that kills momentum and progress in yourself. And I'm noticing that as I'm making this video. That's why I make videos like these. I make it for myself, and I make it for, you know, you guys who maybe you guys relate to me. Maybe you guys are in a similar situation, where you guys are on the verge of profitability, where you're still letting your psychology game beat you, right? These are our trading demons. I watched this guy named Randall Howard, who is great at psychology, has great psychological video, and he was talking about how you can't let your trading demons overcome you. It's like, you got, you know, yourself, your hands are on your keyboard, you're focused on the chart, you know your strategy, but in the back of your mind, there's a little voice saying like, oh, don't do it, you might lose, or do it, like, force yourself, take this trade, just do it. You know, you have these little voices in your head that are constantly, you know, going against your own will to, you know, look at the charts, look at the setup that you see, and just trade the probability rather than trading the psychology, right? You want to trade probability over money 100%. And I taught that lesson last week when I made a YouTube video when I didn't trade again. And I learned that, you know, if I'm keep trading the P&L, I'm going to be chasing dollar signs. I'm going to be chasing the money at the end of the day. And I'm going to miss out on the setups that I'm actually trading the probability. So what I got to do, I just got to stick to my rules, and I got to follow my plan. I got to be disciplined in myself. I can't let myself keep comparing myself to other people who are way more successful than myself, because that's just going to reflect my progress in the charts. Was today a perfect fade day? I think so. Today was a good fade day for me, right? Was I upset that we didn't get this key level and we could have taken this trade? Yeah. Was I upset that I saw other people online take this short right here? Yes, I was also upset. Was I upset that this didn't play out, that we had no entry to this low? Yes, I was upset. I was upset on many things today and why I didn't trade. So far to the point where I was in the gym on TradingView looking for a trade. That's just really bad on me. And I have to catch myself in those moments, and I have to recognize where I'm wrong, because if I don't, I'm going to keep making similar mistakes like those. And long-term run, it's going to affect my trading. I'm not going to get that max payout this month. I'm not going to get that max payout next month. It's going to take me more time to get to that point where I want to be. Rather, is I can be like, okay, this is going to sound weird, but I'm going to compare myself to a cheetah. Cheetahs, what do? When they hunt for prey, right? They wait patiently, right? Say a deer comes by and the deer gets away. The cheetah doesn't continue chasing the deer. The cheetah waits. The deer gets away, it waits, because what? There can be another deer right around the corner that it could get again. If I'm the cheetah that continuously starts chasing trades, like day in and day out, not following my rules, not following my strategy, not following my psychological plan, what I'm going to do, I'm going to miss those A+ trades that are more probable, the ones that are actually going to make me money. Rather, when I'm chasing the money, I'm going to miss out on those probable trades. You know what I'm saying? So what do you got to do? You got to be the cheetah that waits for a trade. If you miss this setup right here, right? Don't chase it and try to, you know, guess like, okay, oh, I missed this long right here. Let me try, longing this. Okay, we tapped into this 1 minute. Let me just try longing this, right? No, you're gonna miss the next trade, which was, say we tap down here, right? You're gonna miss this trade right here where we just tap down. Say we tap down this low, right? You're gonna miss this entry where you could have targeted more points because you took a loss previously, right? You gotta focus on that discipline. You gotta focus on, literally just focus on yourself. Focus on your model. Focus on your probability. And the biggest thing I'm taking from here is just let the progress, come over time. Don't rush greatness, right? This is a skill that's gonna teach me, that's gonna teach you guys how to, be financially free at a young age. Could it take years? Yeah. Could it take months? Yeah. Could it take weeks? Yeah. It's all in your timing and it's all in God's plan, right? Follow his plan, follow your plan, and just know that he's in control, right? Know that there's a reason why you didn't trade today, and journal why you didn't trade today. Journal why you traded today. Maybe you lost today because you fell into that psychological trap, or maybe your model presented itself, right? Journal why you traded and what you could do different or what you did good, and repeat that process coming into the next day. What am I gonna do tomorrow morning? Tomorrow morning, I'm gonna go in with a fresh mind, a clean slate. I'm not gonna compare myself to others. I'm not gonna trade money. I'm gonna only trade probability. I'm gonna trade my model. Is it the probable trade to take? Yes. Is my DOL intact? Yes. Is there low resistance liquidity leading up to it? Yes. Does this look good to take? Yes. Will I be mad if I lose? No. Why? Because it's probable. I'm trading probability, not the money, and I can't stress that enough. But yeah, I basically think that sums up this video, man. Like, there's not much more I can say. I'm just calling myself out for my own actions. And that's basically it. I hope you guys, learned something from this video. I learned something myself, making this video. I got to rant to you guys about my own problems, and hopefully, you guys can relate to me and, rant with me. But like I said, come into tomorrow with the, clean slate. Come into tomorrow open-minded, trade your model, trade your probability, and just don't compare yourself to others. Don't force trades, don't force setups, don't chase a trade, and don't compare yourself to others who have been doing this for years, because one day there's going to be other people comparing themselves to you, and that's where you want to be, right? That's where you want to be in life, to the point where people compare yourself to you and look up to you, right? That's where my goal is to be, hopefully by the end of 2026. People look up to me, and I can inspire other people through my psychological events, through my own experience. And I just hope to motivate other people to, become better traders and become, better people in general. So that's my goal. So if I'm going to rush that, why would I want to rush something so great as that? I feel like that's my calling in life, just to motivate people. And I wouldn't want to rush such a perfect plan like that God has in store for me. So without further ado, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys learned something from this, had some big takeaways. And once again, I love and appreciate you guys for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoy these type of videos. And manifesting this right now, hopefully we come back tomorrow with a W. Peace out, guys.